Okay, guys, so some more isekai slop has dropped, and of course, the knuckle dragging Neanderthals are here to slurp it up like the fat fucking pigs that they are, like they do with every popular anime of the season. I really don't even understand what the point to watching anime is anymore, considering that you people never change your behavior and all you do is suck off garbage because you want to fit in. It's incredibly pathetic, but nonetheless, allow me to break this anime that is titled The Water Magician down for you. So, as I mentioned, this is some isekai garbage, and it's honestly funny to me that there are people who will still sit here, these fucking slack-jawed apes who will sit here and still get invested in isekai anime as if they offer anything new, when every single isekai is the same thing over and over again. All it is recycled garbage that we've seen 1,000 times, but of course you low IQ morons will sit here and pretend as if it's something groundbreaking. No, it's complete trash, and the Water Magician is trash as well. So this story takes place around a character named Ryo. And basically he's this guy that dies and gets reincarnated into this world, and he meets this angel or whatever the fuck, and of course the angel asks him, what does he want to do in this new world, and he gives him these water powers, and of course he becomes overpowered as fuck in a short time. And guys, if you know me, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I fucking hate isekai, and it's just funny to me because isekai is so unnecessary. You have this setup where someone dies and then they get reincarnated in this world, and it's like, okay, you could have just started the story from the point where the guy's in the world. Why the fuck do we need this unnecessary waste of fucking screen time setting up this reincarnation plot point? It's fucking garbage, and that's exactly what happens in here. But of course, Ryo says he wants a slow and quiet life or something like that, but of course that doesn't matter because he ends up getting overpowered as hell and eventually goes on to one-hit bosses. And that's pretty much it, guys. This isekai is just the typical generic isekai garbage that we've seen over and over again. Overpowered as fuck main character, a non-existent plot. It's honestly hilarious how non-existent the plot is in this anime, but yet these fucking fat gelatinous slobs will sit here and act as if something is happening in this anime when you have god-awful pacing and god-awful characters. What is entertaining about this? What is captivating? There's absolutely nothing fucking compelling about this anime, but yet people still choose to spend their time on it, which just goes to show that no matter how garbage something is, there will be idiots out there that will consume it. And it's just sad, but that is the reality of the situation and the state of this world, because you people continue to be perpetually inept and incompetent and, quite frankly, just fucking retarded. So let's move on to the plot here. So you have Ryo for like the first 3 episodes. The show's focusing on him, and it's so fucking boring. And it's basically him training and getting stronger and honing his water magician powers. And he fights some people and has ridiculous plot armor, by the way, but it's not even a shred of how bad it is in the later episodes. But after these like first 3 episodes, he meets this guy named Abel or whatever. He might even meet him before the first 3 episodes. I don't know. By the way, I was asleep during this anime, so if I get some of the details wrong, you'll have to forgive me. But after he meets Abel and goes back to this town, he joins the guild that Abel's in, of course, and it's just so fucking boring, bro. Like, it switches from him to these side characters for like the next 5 episodes, but then of course the main character comes in like episode 8 or whatever, just to one-shot this fucking boss because people think it's badass, when really it's just fucking atrocious writing. And if you had an IQ that was higher than the room temperature, you would be able to see that, but of course you people are unable to see anything. I mean, you're unable to comprehend a quality plot. It's just so bad, guys. It's just so fucking boring. It's so boring, and there's really not that much to talk about because the story goes nowhere. Okay, so you have these side characters, and you have this guild who goes in a dungeon and kills a bunch of goblins, and some goblins come out and try to kill them, and you got Ryo walking around, going to the library and talking to this elf girl, of course. Like, that is basically this plot summarized, guys. What I just said right there. It's so boring and nothing happens. The animation is horrible in this as well, and the art style is garbage. Yet you have some people who are, I saw some people saying, oh yeah, I started watching this because I wanted to see the cool water animation, and water animation is hell to animate. Well, it certainly is hell in terms of the quality of it, because it is god awful. And the fights in this anime, oh my god, the fights are horrible. You know, you got these fucking half-brained idiots who will sit here and watch this for the fights when the fights are god awful. They're so boring, they're complete snooze fest. It's made clear that Ryo has immense fucking plot armor from the get-go, right? And it's funny too because there's some fights later on. There's these larger scale fights where the guild fights, like I mentioned, the goblins coming out of the dungeon. There's one part where there's like this goblin horde coming out of the dungeon, and they're fighting Abel's guild, but Ryo is nowhere to be fucking found, right? Like, he's fucking off in a library talking to this elf chick. Like, what are we doing, bro? And then they're out here, so the guild's out here killing all these goblins coming out of the dungeon, but they don't have Ryo there? Like, obviously he's overpowered as fuck, everyone understands that, but you don't invite him to come along? You don't invite him to, you know, just wipe these goblins out in a fucking instant? You gotta have this unnecessary fight scene? It's fucking ridiculous, but you idiots will sit here and go, oh yeah, that's amazing, that's amazing. No, you fat slops will sit here and pretend as if this is amazing. Really? You people are so pathetic. And by the way, you have another character in Abel's guild. I think her name is Lynn, and she hears the stories about Ryo from Abel about how powerful he is, and he can make like these ice blocks 40 feet tall or 40 meters tall in the fucking sky or whatever. And Abel's the party leader, so it's like, so obviously he's not lying to Lynn, but I guess the show thinks it's funny or something, but really it's just fucking retarded because she's sitting here like, it's a running gag, she's like trying to question Ryo to see if he's actually that powerful. Like, you fucking dumb whore, don't you realize that you could just ask him for a demonstration of his powers? Like, I'm sure he would oblige her, I'm sure of it. And I mean, they're in the same fucking guild, but of course that would make too much sense, right? Guys, just nothing ever fucking happens in this anime, and all the characters are so boring. They have no personality, they have no depth to them, you don't have any backstory, you really don't know anything about these characters other than like the superficial shit that happens on screen. And it's a complete fucking snooze fest. It would be better watching grass grow. Literally, it is so bad, and there's no fucking plot. It's just, like I said, it's the typical isekai slop where the main character becomes overpowered as fuck in the blink of an eye. And it's funny because in this case, Ryo said he wants to live a slow life, but then he does this shit. Like, bro, you're not fooling me. I've seen isekai before and they're all the fucking same. Like, I don't know how you think you're gonna reinvent the wheel just because you add fucking water to it when it's still fucking shit. Are you kidding me? And like I said, you switch the characters, like you have the main character in there and then you switch to the side characters. It's like, nobody cares about these fucking characters, bro. Like, why are you wasting my fucking time like this? So yeah, that's basically what this anime is. The main character is just going to keep power scaling and then obliterate these enemies that they keep bringing in, as if these enemies are actual threats, right? As if they're actually more powerful than he is. But of course he's going to end up beating them. And by the way, you got to throw some fan service in there for these degenerate virgins, these fucking waifu pillow owning fat slobs. Because there's this elf girl, and Ryo and this elf girl are obviously going to get romantically involved later on. Like, it's just so fucking predictable, bro. It's so predictable. And it's so funny how at this late date in 2025 we have these degenerates, these absolute fucking degenerates and scumbags, these knuckle walking cavemen that can sit here and watch this garbage. Like, okay, it's one thing if you want to sit here and turn your brain off and just have something on in the background, or you're fucking wasted or obliterated out of your mind, you know what I'm saying? But unironically just sitting down and pretending to like anime like this one is not going to get you anywhere in life. And I'm trying to give you guys that wake-up call and that reality check, but no matter how many times I do it, you peasants will sit here and it'll go in one ear and out the other because you're so desperate, you're so starved for attention, and you can only get that attention from people online that you don't even know. I mean, that is just so sad. Like, I'm trying to comprehend it because you people are just so strange. Like, I've broken down the mindset of you sheep for so long, and yet somehow there just keeps being more of you. Like, you just keep spreading. And I guess that's what the sheep mindset is, because you're unable to level up your thinking and become an independent thinker. You guys have no confidence in yourselves, and you are only concerned with the opinions of others. And it's really quite pitiful, but these are the results of your own actions, so I don't feel sorry for you, and I'm gonna call out your fucking disgusting behaviors and your fat fucking ass that's sitting there living off welfare. Like, what is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, it is time to grow up, and it's time to stop being a middle-aged, overweight, likely obese neckbeard living in your mother's basement who's sitting there stuffing his face and living off of the government, being a government sponge, taking money out of my fucking paycheck. You're fat, you're gelatinous, you're probably fucking immobile at this point from remaining sedentary for all these years. It's really just a parasitic way to live, and you guys know it's disgusting, but you're too lazy to do anything about it. I mean, my God, guys, I just can't make this up, people. I just can't make this stuff up, man. You people seriously need to do something with your lives. Like, at this point, guys, what is even the point of watching anime anymore? As a critical thinker, me as a critical thinker, me as a free thinker, there is basically no fucking point point to even watching anime anymore, because you people have destroyed this industry beyond any repair. And I've been doing it for so long, yet it never fails to disappoint me. But it's just so sickening because you people refuse to change in your ways, and you're sitting here living a life that is effectively not even your own, because you don't even have your own opinions, you don't even have your own thoughts. You're a literal fucking NPC, you're a mindless drone, you're a fat fucking pig, and you'll waddle over to that trough and slurp out the slop that anyone puts in there, as long as you see other people slurping it up too. What a disgusting and pathetic way to live, man. Because we actually need to promote free thinking, but of course, considering that all this does is benefit these corporations and these greedy ass fucking anime companies' pockets. It lines their pockets and they laugh all the way to the fucking bank while your dumbass sits there consuming this processed slop, this garbage food, this low quality content, while you waste your life watching garbage anime to have some shred, some iota, so that you have some semblance of fulfillment in your life. I mean, how sad is that? I really can't overstate how sad it is, guys. Like, seriously, I'm begging with you, I'm pleading with you, you guys need to seek professional help. This is not a healthy way to live, and if you continue to live like this, it is only going to serve to be self-destructive. Alright, guys, so we went on a tangent there for a little bit, but this is very important to understand as it relates to this anime, because this anime is garbage. It's just like all these other garbage animes that come out that these sheep want to consume because they feel like it gives them some value or some purpose in their pathetic life. Well, newsflash, it doesn't, and it's not going to get you anywhere in the long run, okay? We're, 8 episodes in at the time of this recording, and the story barely moves in a fucking direction. And you degenerates will sit here and justify this stuff? You people are absolute fucking clowns.